Hello, and welcome to a new segment I'm calling Thoughts on Thursdays, where I take either Patreon requests for a discussion video or just whatever random topic I want to talk about. Hopefully, I can get one of these out once a week, but we all know how I am with schedules, so no promises in the wind, guys. Tonight's topic is from Nia, really good friend of mine and supporter of the channel, and she asks, can you talk about the positive and negative effects the anime community has on mental health? Oh boy. I've sort of talked about this before. Uh, I am sort of contrarian in the sense that like I sort of avoid the community. So I'm sort of a bad person to ask this. I don't take part in any subreddits or not many anime discords. I don't partake in any real like social media groups anymore. Especially since I like started making videos, I've kind of just found that I have my own means of expression for talking about what I want to talk about. But I suppose there is good and bad to the community overall, and it's hard to sort of, I guess, define the community. I suppose if you defined it as the general, like, populace of people talking about anime, right? I guess I'm a nice guy. Let's start with some of the positives. There's a sense of unity, I suppose. There's a sense of not being alone in your hobby. You have an outlet of expression, somebody to a group of people to talk and share your opinions about a hobby that you love, which is cool in theory. It's so you have like the camaraderie there. You can probably find people that like the same sort of shows as you, and maybe they could recommend other stuff for you. That's in a similar vein. There's, I guess, a level of like catharsis that I suppose you can have when you're talking with other people about certain things. You can maybe you wouldn't get the same feeling from a show if you had just watched it and never talked about it with anybody else, and then you like compared your thoughts about it with somebody else's and learned how like cathartic the show was for them, and then maybe you could have some empathy for them, I guess, in whatever the show was talking about. This is all sort of a stretch here, because let's be real, there's way more, I think, negative effects the community has on people. First of all, you got tons of cyberbullying, okay? You have tons of people calling each other names, saying each other are trash, that their opinions don't matter. It's because most of these people are just doing this, behind the protection, the shield of a keyboard and a monitor, right? So, everybody has guts on the internet. And everybody can be mean to people. Everybody, and I shouldn't say everybody. A lot of people take out their frustrations of life on random people on the internet, just to be mean, just to be that guy. And unfortunately, there's way more of those people than there are of nice people doing all of those aforementioned things. Like, there's not enough people like recommending stuff in a positive manner. If you like X show, maybe you'll like Y. No, instead it's, oh, you don't like X show, your opinion is shit. Obviously, you didn't understand it. Everyone has to like X show. There's lots of arguing, obviously, that comes with that. It's just, and I despise arguing. I hate like just back and forth. I'm the kind of person that's why I think YouTube is like the perfect thing. Is just like I can make my videos, and then people can like comment on them, and I guess you can make a video in reaction to it, but I don't have to pay any attention to it, right? I suppose I could just live my life in the ignorance that I'm enjoying, as weird as that sounds. But there's also, I think, like a lack of freedom in the anime community, and this is another reason why I don't play a bigger part or try to play a bigger part in it, is I feel like it's the sense of everybody has to watch the new hotness. Like, everybody has to talk about the new show, right? And I don't really give a fuck usually about seasonal anime. I mean, right now, at the time of this recording, I am watching Demon Slayer, but I'm not caught up on it. And that's only because it seemed really, really cool, and it's a pretty cool show, but it's not... I am not going to go out of my way to catch... I'm like 5 episodes behind, to like catch up to that just so I can go talk to people about it. Unless it was like I say I'm not part of a community, but I guess I have my own smaller community of like the Sugoi Boys podcast and like my fans and stuff like that. Like, but generally that community is far different from anything I would imagine that you see on Reddit or you see in Discord or even among YouTube commenters or on Mal or anything else. And I try to establish my community to be as such. I like it to be hopefully non-argumentative and open-minded, I suppose. And I just try to share stuff that maybe... I like to talk about shows people like maybe haven't seen before, or just like share my thoughts on shows that a lot of people have seen, which sometimes are very, very different, but I'm never the person to outwardly say, like, your opinion is wrong, my opinion is right, which, unfortunately, the anime community seems to have a lot of. Now, there's, like, that's the unthinking, like, majority of people on the internet. There are plenty of people who do good things in the community. Like, there are plenty of good anime YouTubers who do their research, who are deeply passionate about anime and manga, and are passionate about making their supporters and their fans happy. That's great for those people. But they are as YouTubers, and I'm throwing myself in there sort of because I'm way smaller than a lot of these big channels. You are sort of like the only, like, or sort of like the sports teams of this hobby, right? Like, if you're a fan of X YouTube channel, you might not like Y YouTube channel. People always find things to debate about in any community, video games, whatever. This is not just limited to anime. But I think it's appropriate to not necessarily like attack specific YouTubers or content creators or whatever. I think it's better if you want to praise stuff, that's fine, but I don't think that taking the time out of your day to make a negative video about X content creator is really producing anything of value, because you're just throwing kerosene onto a fire at that point, a fire that you can just avoid. But is the anime community good or bad? I mean, I obviously, like, as a content creator, I want a community to exist. I want people to click on my videos and stuff. But I do not want people that are going to bring intense, like, negativity or anything like that. It's fine if you disagree with me. But I can appreciate the value of finding other people that like what you like. For a long time, I didn't have anybody in my life that liked anime like I did. And when you do find that community, it is pretty nice. So I would advise people to seek out other anime fans if you are in that sort of situation where you don't know a lot of people that like anime. I also suggest trying to show friends anime if they've never seen it before, unless they're completely disinterested. Just got to be careful about what you're picking when you show them anime. But I just tread lightly going into the anime community, because it is sort of a war zone at times. And you will just be ready. You will have bullies. You will have assholes. You will have mean people. But it's sort of like you're digging for gold. You gotta find the people who will support you and people you want to support. And it's not easy, you know, but you sometimes you got to do a lot of searching. But I think it is healthy to establish at least some sense of community. But like I said, you got to be careful. So I'm a little on the fence about it being positive or negative. I think there's way more negatives, negative aspects to the anime community for mental health. I think if you are someone that's easily, if you're someone that deals with like depression or anxiety or something like that, I feel like maybe there's other. I'm no psychiatrist or anything, but maybe there's other avenues that you can go down to find human contact, because I think it's not ever in any community super healthy to favor online communication versus like interpersonal communication. So, but you know, I'm no expert on that at all. But so, thank you, Nia, for this request. If you guys would like to request something for me to talk about, consider joining the Patreon. A link down below. I do like a rotating schedule of people can recommend me manga to talk about, anime to talk about, and then kind of just generic stuff like this, like a discussion video. And we do watch longs and stuff, whole bunch of stuff. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you to all my patrons. And my name is Miasma, and I'll see you next time.